I want my topic to be on submission, women submitting to men. Women today aren't submitting to men from what I've seen and from the discussions I've had with a lot of men, and they're saying that women want to be masculine, that women today want to be men, take over, and to emasculate the man. And I spoke against it. I said that speaking to the women, I understand because a woman said, how am I going to be submissive to a man and they're not submissive to God? Because this is something that's one biblical, is that Jesus Christ is the head of the man, and the man is head of the woman, his wife, and Jesus and God is the head of Jesus Christ. That's divine order. And so my thing was what I was saying to these men, that we're living in a time where women are being misled. We're living in a time where we're not led by or submitting to God, yet we want women to submit to us. And I got a lot of backlash. I mean, they was like, "Oh, women want you to just spend money on them and do this and do that. They want to take advantage." And I hear what the men are saying. I do see it. But again, if you're not in following divine order, you're not being. Uh, if you're not letting God lead you, how are you gonna get a woman to follow you? Where are you gonna lead them to? So that's a question I have, Chad. What's your response on that? How do you feel about that? Because, like, again, I say leadership through submission to God comes first. That's something that I truly believe. And again, I'll say that we have to understand that Christ is the head of every man, and the head of the wife is her husband, and the head of Christ is God. See, when we talk about gender roles, the spiritual roles, what we're saying is that in order to have to lead by gender, you must first lead by a spiritual role. There's a spiritual role that must be played. Because what happened in the spiritual realm, and I say it this all the time, it manifests in the soul, which is your mind, and then it manifests again in the physical, to outwardly, so that the world can see. So when a woman see that you're walking in the spiritual realm, that you're walking and led by Jesus Christ, that they're going to want to follow you. And let me tell you why. Because a woman looks for safety and alignment with divine purpose. Again, a woman is looking for safety and divine spirituality or divine purpose. If you agree with me, Chad, we could put ones in the comment. So we continued, and when I say I had so much backlash from that, I mean, they did not want to hear it. And all I just kept saying to them was, it's not women giving everything they want. It's about giving them what God says they need. So again, it's not giving women everything that they want. That's not what we're talking about, giving women everything they want. I'm talking about giving them everything that God wants them to have, that God said that their woman needs. And once you do that to a woman, I'm telling you, when they know you're led by God, they will submit. Because I'm just looking right now and put it in the comments for a response. But like I said to you, If you submit to God, then you'll see a lot more women willing to submit to you. It's so much proof that when you look at Boaz, Boaz protected Ruth, Boaz honored her, and followed God's law. I said to walk in divine order. Boaz protected Ruth, honored her, and followed God's law. We've been taught about earthly leadership. See, we want to control a woman. You do not get leadership to control a woman. You cannot control a woman. Again, when you have spiritual masculinity, I'm going to say it again, when you have spiritual masculinity, you're going to do like Boaz. You're going to protect your woman, you're going to honor her, and you're going to follow God's law as you lead her. And when you do that, brothers and sisters, you're going to, well, brothers, because I'm talking to the men, you're going to see that women will want to submit and follow you. Because again, they're looking for safety and they're looking for divine order. So this is what we want to give them. Jesus Christ also, what did he do? When I talk about divine order, when I talked about leadership, what did Jesus Christ do for the man, for the woman as well? But in the Bible, he washed our feet, spoke truth, and he laid down his life for us. Jesus Christ stood between us and our enemy. The protection I'm just speaking about. The same way that the man protects his women and his family. That he stands in between the gap. But the correct way to do that is to follow divine order. And that's first by following Christ. So when you are led by Christ, Christ is going to stand in that gap, watch over you, lead you, and protect you. And that's the same thing you do for your woman. And then you want to, like I said, protect them. You want to honor your woman. And you also want to follow God's law. You don't want to control your woman. And the women don't want that. And the bad thing about us men today is that, and I've spoken to a lot of women where they told me, I went to a swingers club. I went here, I went there. But led by who? Led by a man. Let's look at P. Diddy. Even though I believe he should be given a second chance, when I look at that situation, he put Cassie and other women into situations, okay, because they're being led by a man, and they've been led down the wrong path. Why? Because when he's not led by Christ, who's the head, and you're not going to, I say this all the time, if Christ is the head, he's going to control your mouth, the way the mouth speaks. When Christ is the head, he's going to control the way that the hands move. When Christ is the head, he's going to control the way that the feet walk. So a woman is looking for leadership from a man who's led by God. Because when you take God out of it and live in the flesh, and I'm speaking facts, brothers and sisters, so let's sit down and look at it. We're going to do things of the world, pleasures of the world, and how far is that going to take us? How far is going to take a woman until they get tired of it and say, hey, there's nothing beneficial in this. So if you can't be a man and do the things that a man should do, a woman is going to lead. If you can't protect me, of course you're going to see the masculine energy from a woman come out because you're not protecting her. So she damn sure ain't going to sit there and let you run and run her down a rabbit's hole. So she's got to protect herself. So you're going to see, because we all have masculine and feminine energy. So the woman is going to use balance and say, I now have to use my masculine energy because these men today aren't using spiritual masculinity. They're using physical masculinity, and they can take us but so far because there's no divine order. So that's the reason why they're doing it. But we're going to sit here and accuse women of want material things. Well, that's what you do in their face. You wanted to get them just because, to get into their drawers. What do we offer? Material things. We entice them with material things, but not with spiritual things. There was no teaching or nothing. Even though the woman is a teacher, they want to still see you speak and lead by Jesus Christ, by what he has put into us and gave us. So again, I am so against men saying that women are trying to be men. They're not. They just want divine order. If they're not getting it, then they're going to have to go into their masculine energy and protect themselves and protect their family. They're going to protect their kids. A woman going to protect their kids by any means necessary. So if you men today do not get on your throne and let God lead you, let Jesus Christ lead you, this is what's going to happen, brothers and sisters. I'm speaking to the brothers once again when I say all of this. It's very important that men don't get on their throne and just do a better job. Biblical masculinity is what women want to see from us. So that's my message to you, brothers. I hope you take heed to it, that these women aren't out here trying to get your money because they know how to make their own money today. But you're throwing that in their face. And like I said before, you're throwing that in their face for sex. You're feeding them this. And now when it turns around and bites you in the ass, now when it turns around and the very thing that you try to control them with, they're now using it on you. You're getting mad. You shouldn't have did it in the first place. What you should have did was let God lead you, be the head of your life, like the Bible said, and then that woman would have said, you know what, this is biblical masculinity. I feel safe, and that's what I was looking for. I wanted to feel safe, and I wanted to see divine order. So, women, tell me how you feel about this. Am I correct? If anything that I'm off, please, I would like to hear. But like I said, I have scriptures to back what I'm saying. And brothers, I have scriptures to back what I'm saying. And another thing is, look at your life. Look at your relationships right now. Try divine order, not just in relationship and anything in your life. If your life is going in circles, again, scripture, if your life is going in circles, change the way you think. We got to do a better job, black man, black woman, even other races. I don't care what race. Because this is a spiritual thing, a spiritual warfare. So regardless of race, is that everything must start in the spiritual realm, then manifest in the soul, which is your mind. So important, because the devil attacks the mind. The devil can't attack your spirit. He can't attack the flesh, but he could get the flesh to attacking your mind, because if I could bring fear into your mind, I could control your flesh. And that's what the devil wants to do, is to control your flesh by attacking your mind, which is your soul. So that's why you say your soul is protected when you put on the whole armor of God. And you do that by what? By how? By letting Jesus Christ be the head of your life. And I'm going to end by saying this, because I've been real repetitive with this. And it's good to be repetitive. I'll speak on being repetitive and how that works in our life another time. But when you allow God to lead you, that woman is going to look at you and see safety and divine order. And she's going to, like I said, when she feels safe, she want to be submissive to you. A woman is not going to be submissive to a man that's going to take advantage of them, mistreat them, and do bull crap to them. They're not going to do that. So I hope you have a good night, brothers and sisters. Enjoy your weekend. Peace and love. Peace and love.